You're watching Newsline 14, live on Topper Station.
Good afternoon and welcome to this edition of Newsline 14. I am Siddhi Mahatole.
And I am Stephen Gravy. Let's see what's happening on the Hilltop and in national and local news.
The world's richest man in charge of Tesla and SpaceX just bought a social media company. Twitter announced on Monday that Elon Musk has bought the social media giant for $44 billion. Riding upon the completion of the transaction, the Twitter will become a privately held company. The New York Times reported Musk negotiated the details with Twitter's 11-member board overnight and into the early hours of Monday morning. The deal means Twitter stockholders will get $54.20 for every share they own. Musk announced his proposal in a tweet just 12 days ago, calling it his best and final offer. He has long been critical how Twitter manages content on its platform. Telling a TED conference his takeover plan is about free speech. Musk has talked about the ability to edit tweets and is promising to better Twitter's algorithm.
The U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken visited Kyiv on Orthodox Easter on Sunday. There were renewed calls for peace talks with Ukraine's president, asking to meet with Russian President Putin. The United Nations is also stepping up its efforts at diplomacy with visits to Moscow this week. It was Easter Sunday in Ukraine where their people reflected on the war as it enters its third month. Their Easter is about a resurgent defense of their country rising again in a resistance to Russian attacks. At least 8 lives were lost yesterday when an apartment block was hit in Ukraine's Odessa. The President Zelensky's Easter message was high on symbolism and heavy with condemnation.
Flying across the U.S. just went maskless suddenly, but the CDC wanted the mandate extended, not revoked. The U.S. will no longer enforce masking on board planes and other public transportation after a federal judge in Florida court struck down the mandate, causing confusion for some travelers as companies can still enforce to mask up. Individual transport agencies now have the freedom to decide their own rules, so an airline can abandon masks but a train keep them a patchwork of rules. The COVID cases, which fell dramatically over the last 2 months, are trending up again in the U.S., raising concerns. U.S. and Canadian airline passengers will have to mask up while landing in Canada, where existing rules require masks. So practically, if you depart from the United States for Canada, you will need to mask up.
There are some updates on this year's Greek Week. Lainey Lynch has more on this story.
Good afternoon. My name's Lainey Lynch. Good afternoon. My name's Lainey Lynch, reporting with Newsline 14. I'm currently standing in the Blatnick Gymnasium, where tonight West Liberty University's Greek life organizations will begin their Greek Week festivities. Tonight will include dodgeball and volleyball. Let's take a look. The Greek life organizations on West Liberty's campus have kick-started their annual Greek Week. The competition started on Sunday evening and will continue throughout the week until Thursday evening. The sororities and fraternities will partake in a variety of events, going head-to-head to see who will come out on top. The events are ranked on a 5-point scale and will be tallied on Thursday night. Let's see what one of the participating fraternity brothers had to say about Tuesday's event.
My name is Dwan Jung, part of Theta Xi fraternity. We played volleyball tonight here in Blackneck, and my fraternity won the volleyball tournament thing or whatever. Can't wait for tomorrow, get excited for everything else.
The first 2 days of this year's Greek Week featured a dodgeball and volleyball tournament. Lambda Pi Sigma took the win on Monday in dodgeball, and on Tuesday night, the final volleyball game for the sororities was a close call, but ultimately Alpha Xi Delta came out on top. The competition is already heating up, and there are still multiple days to go. Here's what one of the sisters, Jessica Horn, a senior in Alpha Xi Delta, commented on the first couple events thus far.
Okay guys, we had our third night of Greek Week tonight. It was full of trivia and then volleyball. And you know who came out on top? Alpha Z. And you could join us next year if you decide to go Greek.
The rest of this week will feature events such as basketball, tug of war, a human pyramid, egg tosses, a relay, and much more. To keep up with the rest of the week's events, view the scores, And to get more information on Going Greek, visit the West Liberty University's social media pages. Best of luck to everyone who is participating this year. Now, let's hear from one more sister of Lambda Pi Sigma.
Hi, my name is Maddie Lindsay. I am a member of Lambda Psi Sigma. We just got done playing volleyball and it was so much fun.
I'm Lainey Lynch reporting live with Newsline 14 on Topper Station. Make sure to visit WLU's Pan-Hellenic Instagram page for more updates on this year's Greek Week. Thanks for tuning in this semester, and we'll see you next year.
Thank you so much, Lainey. A recent study found that unvaccinated children suffer the worst consequences of the COVID-19 virus compared to vaccinated children. Hospitalization rates were almost twice as high in unvaccinated children throughout the Omicron surge in the winter. The Food and Drug Administration authorized a vaccine for children in November. However, only about one-third of eligible children have received the first dose of vaccine. According to the study conducted by the CDC, 87% of children hospitalized were unvaccinated. Research has shown that the Omicron variant is less likely to cause severe COVID cases in healthy individuals than previous variants. But the CDC study found that more children were hospitalized during the Omicron variant. Experts believe this is because the Omicron variant is more transmissible than other variants.
We'll be right back after the break with Campus News.
Find out more about finals exams as students are in the home stretch of this school year. Stay with us here on Newsline 14.
The Paul N. Elbin Library is your destination for learning. Featuring over 200,000 items in print, audio, and video formats. Students have access to search for books of all kinds. Our state-of-the-art egg chairs give the user an immersive experience. We offer both Macs and Dells for your convenience. Please be sure to follow all signs.
You're welcome.
Welcome back to Newsline 14. I am Siddhi Mahatole.
And I'm Stephen Gravy. Let's see what's happening on the hilltop.
Final exam week is right around the corner and will take place from Monday, May 2nd to Friday, May 6th. The first exam for Monday through Friday starts at 8 in the morning. On Monday through Thursday, exams last until 8 in the evening. On Friday, only 2 exams will take place, as they are scheduled from 8 in the morning to 12:30. Students should look at the class schedule to see when their exams take place. However, online exams do not follow the final exam schedule. To view the schedule, visit West Liberty University's website and type final schedule into search bar. Contact your professor if you have any questions or concerns about your scheduled exam time.
WLU Professor of English and Director of the Honors Program, Dr. Peter Staffel, will retire at the end of this academic year. Dr. Staffel has been teaching at West Liberty University for the past 25 years. Staffel earned a PhD in English from Tulane University, a Master of Arts in English from the University of Idaho, a Bachelor of Arts in Classics from Edinburgh University in Scotland, and a Bachelor of Arts in English from the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. In his free time, Staffel enjoys traveling, gardening, attending the theater, and the opera. Staffel says that after retiring, he plans to travel and read. Everyone at WLU appreciates the work Dr. Staffel did and congratulates him on his retirement.
With finals less than a week away, students are gearing up for the last assignments of the semester. Reporter Sean McClurg has more on the topic.
It's quiet here at the Fine Arts Building, as well as across campus, because Dead Week is upon us, the final week before finals. Finals are no joke, and most students can agree that those last assignments can be tough to do. Students during Dead Week are reported to have higher anxiety, more stress, and less sleep.
You know what? I am just busy getting my finals done. It's a bit stressful, but I'm really looking forward to summer break. So overall, it's been a pretty nice week.
Dead Week is celebrated across the universities around the country, with silence in halls and a lack of events on campus. For some students, Dead Week is even more stressful than the actual finals week.
All of my finals, most of my finals are during Dead Week. I have my capstone presentation tomorrow and then another big presentation on Thursday, so I am feeling very stressed. More so about Dead Week than finals week.
For those who are having trouble writing their last papers, fear not, as the Robinson Writing Center has you covered. You can schedule an appointment by visiting their website at westliberty.edu/writing center or by visiting the Writing Center at the bottom floor of the Elbin Library. We know that times here at West Liberty University can be stressful, so be sure to stick around for Caitlin Reynolds and her tips on how to survive finals week. For Newsline 14, I'm Sean McClurg.
Thank you, Sean. On April 18th, the West Liberty University student-run literary journal launched. The new journal, now named Threshold, was formerly called Ampersand. According to Maureen Zambito, Director of Media Relations at WLU, the new name was created by a literary publishing class. Dr. Scott Hanna, English professor and faculty advisor for Threshold, said, "We will have both print and digital publishing for the Threshold, which includes about half writing and the other half artwork submissions from our students." The Threshold staff includes students on campus, and Dr. Hanna noted that we want to give opportunities to young, developing student artists in our community. For more information about Threshold, email Dr. Hanna at wshanna@westliberty.edu.
SGA and Student Life will be hosting this year's Spring Fling Dance. This event will take place at River City in Wheeling and is open to all West Liberty students. The dance will be on Friday, April 29th and will be from 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. The event is also providing a shuttle for all the students to the venue. This bus will start picking up students at 8:30 p.m. by the Union and will run every 45 minutes. This shuttle will also start making trips to bring students back to the campus from the event at 11 till 1 a.m. They will announce the Spring Fling King and Queen and the winners of this year's Greek Week events. Greek Week, which was also taken place through the week, bring the fraternities and sororities together to compete and in games and other activities for a winner at the end of the week. Reach out to SGA or Student Life for more information.
Food is something that everyone can get behind, especially us college students. And there will be an event happening early next week that will make sure to capitalize on this. On Monday, May 2nd, from 9 in the evening until midnight, breakfast will be given out in the cafeteria to help everyone make it through this last week. If you really need that last pick-me-up to help you make it through your finals, or just love to eat some tasty food, you will absolutely want to make sure to show up to this event. Bring your friends and make sure to enjoy this great grub so you can really get that last bit of help and energy to crush your tests and projects. So make sure to show up and have a good time as this semester is about at its end.
Reporter Caitlin Reynolds gave students on campus a couple of tips for finals next week. Here's what she had to say. Thank you, Caitlin. From everyone here at Newsline 14, good luck on your finals.
We'll be right back after this break. Coming up next is West Lib's Sports Update.
Fine.
Delicious activity. A lot can go wrong if you're not careful. Here are a few tips to make sure your meal prep is pain-free. Keep raw meat and raw vegetables on separate surfaces to reduce chances of cross-contamination. Make sure your burner is clean so it does not cause any problems when it is ignited. Cook meat until it appears done on each side and take the internal temperature to make sure it is done all the way. Before cutting vegetables, make sure your cutting board is completely secured. When cutting vegetables, be very careful so you do not cut your own hand. Keep a firm grip on the knife and your veggies, and keep your left hand in a position out of the way of the knife. Make sure to keep an eye on everything you are cooking, especially things on high heat or meals that involve butter or oil so they don't burn. Cook your meat thoroughly before adding it to other ingredients. Wash your hands often throughout and clean up by washing your dishes when you're finished. Make sure to use these tips every time you cook to ensure your meal goes smoothly. This message was brought to you by WLU-TV.
Welcome back to this edition of Newsline 14. I'm Caitlin Reynolds.
And I'm Annalise Murphy. Let's see what's happening on the Hilltop in sports.
The Hilltoppers came out swinging, racking up a total of 43 hits as they split the weekend series against the North Division leading Bobcats of Frostburg State. The West Liberty University baseball team picked up their 5th win in the seventh game Sunday with the help of freshman Jake Sherman and Ryan Tybalt, both going 4-4 in the 4th game of the series. West Liberty's pitcher also came out to play as Ian Brady won the final game on Saturday. Ryan Clark got the win in the last game on Sunday, and Drake Dobson closed both of the last games Saturday and Sunday as they all shut down the Bobcats for the split. The West Liberty University baseball team will continue to compete for a place at the conference playoffs in Beckley as they take on the Falcons of the Fairmont State University on the Hilltop this weekend.
West Liberty men's tennis grabbed a huge win against Fairmont State University last Wednesday. It was a nail-biter, but our players pulled off the 4-3 victory. West Liberty closed out the regular season against Salem University. The next stop will be the MEC tournament. West Liberty had its shares of ups and downs this season. With stakes as high as ever, West Liberty hopes to make a splash in the tournament. The MEC tournament starts April 30th in Charleston, West Virginia. Our players will have several tough matchups in this tournament, but the Hilltoppers will need to be competitive and disciplined if we want to bring the title of the MEC champs back to West Liberty. West Liberty men's tennis hopes to keep their impressive season going this Saturday.
The West Liberty women's tennis team claimed the title of Co-Mountain East Conference champions. The team shares this title with the University of Charleston and West Virginia State. The University of Charleston team forced a 3-way tie for the championship after handling West Liberty a 7-0 setback on Sunday afternoon. The team in the tie all finished the season with an identical 6-win and 1 loss in the conference play. The Charleston team was ranked 34th in the nation and 3rd in the Atlantic region. The Golden Eagles took the doubles and used the momentum gained in straight set wins in singles play to complete the sweep. Tiebreakers will be employed to determine seeding for the MEC tournament. The tournament takes place April 30th and May 1st in Charleston, with seeding and tournament pairings being announced later this week.
The 87th annual NFL Draft kicks off Thursday, April 28th at 8 in the evening. The annual draft event allows teams to select players from the college level to play for them. The selections are put in order from worst to best, and there are 7 rounds that will be held over a 3-day span with a total of 262 selections. The first round will be held on Thursday, April 28th at 8 p.m. The second and third rounds will take place on Friday starting at 7 in the evening. Then the remaining 4 rounds will be held on Saturday starting at noon. The draft will be available to watch on ESPN, ABC, and the NFL Network.
The Pittsburgh Steelers are gearing up for the 2022 NFL Draft. The Steelers were able to manage to get a playoff spot this past season, where they ended up losing to the Kansas City Chiefs in the wild card round. Shortly after the season ended, quarterback Ben Roethlisberger announced his retirement from the NFL during a free agency period. The Steelers signed Roethlisberger possible replacement and quarterback Mitch Trubisky among the other players. Throughout this time, many have speculated on who the Steelers will target in this year's draft. Fans believe the Steelers will draft a quarterback even though they signed Trubisky. However, some believe the Steelers will target the offensive line or defensive back. Unfortunately, for Steelers fans, they will have to wait until draft night. Thursday, April 28th, the Steelers hold the 20th overall section in the first round of the draft.
The Cleveland Browns are ready to look at some potential candidates to add to their roster. As we mentioned, the NFL Draft starts tomorrow at 8 p.m. Although the Cleveland Browns don't have the first pick, there is some talk that they might trade up and snag a talented receiver in the first round. The Browns have the most talented roster in their team's recent history. The team traded this year's first-round pick and several other picks to the Texans in exchange for a talented young quarterback, Deshaun Watson. The Browns will be looking to draft key positions. These positions include wide receiver and defensive linemen. After many disappointing years, the Browns are finally able to take and fill some holes rather than draft the best available player. With the Browns leaving many options open, this draft will be very exciting.
We'll be right back.
Don't go anywhere. The weather update is coming up next.
When going outside, you put a coat on to protect yourself from the cold. When washing the dishes, you protect your hands from dry, itchy skin with gloves. So why wouldn't you use a condom when participating in sex? Stay safe and rubber up.
Welcome back to Newsline 14. You know the drill by now. I'm Lainey Lynch with your weather update. Early spring is in full effect here on the hilltop with mostly sunny skies, bringing a high of 46 degrees and a low of 32 degrees. It is currently 46 degrees on the hilltop with wind speeds of 14 miles per hour and a 49% humidity. The sunny skies will continue into the night with a 10% chance of rain. Now to take a look at the temperatures across the United States. In the West, California is sunny and bright, sitting at a solid 71 degrees. Just to the east, the Rockies are at a comfortable 75 degrees. Heading south, we can see Houston, Texas is feeling the early effects of summer as they are currently at 81 degrees. Moving midwest, it drops down to 78 degrees in Missouri. Then, heading to the Everglades, we can see it is a very hot 84 degrees in Florida. Last but not least, heading back up north, we are at a beautiful 56 degrees in the Ohio Valley. We'll be right back. The 5-day forecast is coming up next.
Please, not the trash. Take me along. I can be repurposed. Just give me another chance. It takes more than one person to make a big difference, but one person can make a difference.
Welcome back to Newsline 14. I'm Lainey Lynch with your 5-day forecast. Over the next few days, we are hoping to see some more sunshine on the hilltop. Let's take a look. On Thursday, there will be only a 4% chance of rain, a high of 57 and a low of 30 degrees. Friday, we will see temperatures slightly higher with a high of 62 and a low of 38 degrees with a humidity of 50%. Chance of rain will be 2%. Over the weekend, wind speeds will be at 7 miles per hour, and there's a 17% chance of rain on Saturday with a high of 64 degrees and a low of 51 degrees. Rainy weather will return on Sunday with a high of 69 and a low of 56 with a 72% chance of rain. Monday will bring precipitation with weather including a high of 73 and a low of 54. Enjoy the weather this week.
Thank you for that weather update, Lainey. Thank you for watching this edition of Newsline 14. I am Siddhi Mahatole.
And I'm Stephen Gravy. Have a great rest of your week and end to your semester. Newsline 14 will be back in the fall.